Hey, welcome to the first ever episode of the Ayanna Cymone Show. I'm your host, Ayanna Cymone, and I'm so incredibly excited to be here today. So here's the tea on me. I'm a marketing professional turned aspiring music business professional, and I created this show to give rising artists a platform to speak their truth and promote their music. Today, I'm joined with a very special guest, someone I discovered through the interwebs and have been obsessed with ever since. Please welcome Brooklyn-based singer-songwriter and producer, Alayisha.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. The summer is
Good.
great, besides the heat.
hmm Yeah, it's been brutal, especially like this weekend, for at least where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so happy to have you on the show. I guess a little background for our listeners. I discovered you actually through TikTok. It must have been like a year or two ago. Like
Ooh.
it's been a minute, but I just remember you coming on my For You page and like I just instantly like resonated with your music and like your vibe. I just love, everything about you as an artist. Um, so when I kind of came up with this idea to do the show, you were honestly the first person that popped in my mind, as a guest, someone that I wanted to have on the show. um,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you. Gonna make me cry 2 minutes in. Okay.
yeah, I just loved everything that you kind of stood for, and I loved your music. But we'll talk about TikTok a little later. Let's dive more into Alayisha.
Yes.
So take us to the beginning. Where are you from? What was your upbringing like? Walk us through it.
Oof. Okay. Born and raised in Brooklyn, and then
Okay, New York in
actually,
the house.
yeah, up until like high school. Then I lived in Jersey for a little bit, and then I came back because Jersey's something. And I think I've always had like a passion for music. Literally, when I was like 5 or 6, I was like, I want to be a singer. And then when I got a little older, I was like, maybe that's not realistic. Maybe I should be something a little bit more, logical, like a author or something like that. And so I kind of stopped thinking about music. But throughout my like childhood, both my mom and my dad loved music, and like there was always music in the house, like, taking road trips, like lots of Beyonce. That was my first favorite
Okay.
artist from young. Crazy in Love was definitely that song for me. I listened to a lot of Alicia Keys, Fantasia. My dad listened to a lot of hip hop, Jay-Z. He loves Whitney Houston. So yeah, I just had like a lot of like R&B music in my house, a lot of hip hop. Um, and so low key, I still wanted to be a singer, but I was like, I don't sound very good. And then when I went to high school, I joined like a music elective, and that's when I started actually singing, like really singing. I started taking lessons in school. I had a teacher who would give me lessons like once a week. And then I was like, oh, maybe this could be a thing. I don't sound tone deaf anymore. I could actually kind of like, make this a thing. And then from there, I actually met my boyfriend who became my bandmate in high school.
Okay.
And we had a band called Spilled Honey. And like we
Oh,
made our first album, like we put it out on like Bandcamp. And then we found out how to actually put it on like the distribution website to get like Spotify, iTunes, and all that. And that was like my senior year of high school. And then we went on to like perform in a couple of venues in New York, which was really cool. And that became like our summer thing. Like we'd perform every so often. Um, and then I'm sorry, I feel like this is so long-winded. I'm like, and then
no, keep
um,
going. This is great.
okay. And then so he had went to college, and we no longer could do music together because he was doing big boy things, doing his own thing, and I didn't go to
Mhm.
school, so I was just working, and I was like, I don't know what to do. He handled all like the actual producing of the music, and
Okay, because I was
so
gonna ask, did you
yeah,
guys do like all the production
like
for the first album?
yeah, he did all the production. I would like
Okay.
we would both like, yeah, we equally shared like writing the music, writing like the
Okay.
actual like songs chords wise and lyrics, and then he would like go into GarageBand and be like, okay, whatever he would do, because I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but you got it, you got it. And then he went to school, and then I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? Because you're not here, you're focused on school as you should be, but I need to still do music. And yeah, I started playing around in GarageBand. I was like, what the hell is this? And then over time, I've kind of, okay, I started learning some things. He would tell me how to use certain things. And then I upgraded to Logic. Um,
Okay.
and then with that, I made my first EP called Progress. And that took me like 4 months to make. And yeah, that was kind of the start of the producing songwriting journey for me, and like doing it independently too.
That's so cool. So like with the production, would you say it was like a lot of just like trial and error when you started?
Oh,
How's your
100%.
boyfriend? Did he already know how to like produce? Like, did he learn from someone, or were you guys just both like learning
we were
as you
just
go?
we were just figuring it out. I don't think he learned from anybody. I think like literally, like in schools they have some schools have like Mac computers. We had some in our school. So I think like every kid was just like
Okay.
playing on a garage band, adding loops, making nonsense. And so like he definitely, I think that's how he figured it out. Yeah.
That's so cool. So what was the moment that you kind of realized that you wanted to do this like for real, like professionally?
Ooh. I Such a good question. Surprisingly, I don't know. Just one day I think I was just in it. I think yeah, somewhere between when I graduated
Mhm.
and before I made my EP. Like I honestly was just trying things out. I always
Mhm.
knew I wanted to do music. I didn't know like if it was going to be serious or just a thing I happened to be doing. But
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't go to college, so I was like, I gotta do something.
So it was kind of like just like the natural next step.
Yeah, it was very natural the way it happened.
I actually want to go back to something you said. So you mentioned that kind of like when you guys were back in high school, you did performances like every summer.
Oh, that was after I graduated. We did the
Oh,
album
okay.
my
Oh,
last
okay.
year. Yeah.
Okay, take me back to that. What were like those first kind of performances like? Were
Ooh.
you nervous? Like,
Oh my gosh, I was very nervous. I was like, I've done performances in high school, but that was like school orchestrated, Like this was the first
mhm.
time I was like intentional, like, okay, I'm gonna be in front of people on purpose. This is a
Yeah.
choice that I'm making it because I performing for me is very nerve-wracking. And like anytime I had performed before that, I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to, but here we are. Um, so it was weird. It's still weird to have that feeling of like I want to share my music, but I don't want people looking at me. And it was just the whole process of like emailing venues was really interesting, and like making sure you format things right, sharing your music, and like just staying in contact, and like learning what a backline is, and having to figure out, does everyone have their instruments? Do you need an amp? Does the drummer
Mhm.
need certain like cymbals and things like that? So it was also really cool to like kind of be on like the businessy side of like, okay, this is how we set up shows. Yeah.
Yeah. How have you like kind of been able to work through that? Because obviously, you are on TikTok, you have a great following, and that's how I discovered you. How have you like been able to like work through, maybe the I don't want to say fear, but like of perception or being perceived or having people like listen to your art, because I know art can be a very vulnerable thing sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I struggle with it every day, I think. Especially because I feel like my music can be hard to put a genre on. And I'm
Mhm.
like I love R&B music, but I know I'm not R&B. But I don't know what it is exactly. So I do feel like I'm gonna be judged every time someone hears my music, and I'm just like, I know it doesn't sound like music that's out, so it scares me sometimes. Be like, is someone gonna like it? I feel like it's a wild card. Um, but also, I also feel like I've started getting a little bit more comfortable that I'm in my own lane, and that's pretty cool to be like, I don't really know that many people who sound like me, but it's okay. Yeah,
Mhm. I think that's great too, because like obviously we always need new voices, new sounds. If everyone just makes the same thing, it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, you've heard this. It's generic at that point. So I
Yeah.
love that, you do like kind of step out of the box and you don't let yourself be boxed into one genre. I think that's really cool and really, really great. I guess kind of going back to, your roots and the fact that you grew up in Brooklyn. Um, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from the Chicagoland area. Uh,
Ooh, that's where my boyfriend went to school. I've been there a
really?
couple of times. Yeah.
Oh,
How do you do that
cool.
weather? God damn. Sorry.
It's terrible. 4 seasons. It's one like in the morning you're wearing a sweater and then by the evening you're like just taking off all the layers. It's terrible.
I have not been there when it's warm. I'm just,
Wow. It's very warm now. So but yeah, I'm from Chicago and but I have some friends that are from New York and the one thing that I kind of see in all of them is like there's just like this drive and this sort of hustle. Would you say that like the city and like your where you grew up like has kind of instilled any like anything in you as far as a will to make it?
I don't know. I think, well, what do you mean by make it exactly?
I guess let's go back to TikTok because I do want to speak about TikTok.
Yeah.
I feel like you're killing it on TikTok. I see you promoting your music a lot, and I see it getting like great response. Your song "Crazy" recently, I think, reached 138,000 streams on Spotify. Congratulations on that, by
Thank
the way.
you.
And like when you're starting out, obviously like being an artist, it's I'm assuming, are you doing everything yourself? Are you doing all the promotion, all of
Yeah,
the bookings
I
of shows and
yeah,
stuff like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it takes, a real drive and a real like just passion in someone to do that. So where would you say like you get that from? Is it just something that's just always been in you?
I think it's mostly, yeah, I think it's definitely been in me. I think I also get it from my dad. He's very like hustle driven, like we just gotta work, we gotta figure it out. Even though I think I'm maybe a more chiller, a more chiller approach from that. But a lot of it's just passion. It's just because I just really love it, honestly. I don't know if New York has to do with it. Although of course I feel like New York is always busy, always moving. So that is honestly inspiration. I feel like someone's always doing something. Even I think I get a lot of inspiration from like the people I follow on Instagram, which is a lot of people from Brooklyn, a lot of Brooklyn artists too, and
Okay.
just seeing them like do shows and doing interviews and doing like music videos, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that too. So that definitely also inspires me a bit. Yeah.
I love that. Um, Going back to the fact that you have a great song called "Crazy."
It's crazy, it's crazy. We always go in circles, circles.
That song has obviously really resonated with people. Could you just like tell us about what was like the process of, you writing that song? Like,
Oh
what were
my
you
god.
going through at the time?
Yes. Yes. um Song. Oh my God. I love it. I didn't think that many people love it. I was like, it's a sad ass song. It's slow. Like literally, I'm like, I think that was my last song, sad song I made. And after that, I'm like, okay, I need some more upbeat music. Um, I was in my feelings, let's be honest. I have been, or I was going through a weird friendship situation, breakup thing. Not, it wasn't a definite breakup, but it was like things are not going to be the way they used to be. And I remember like going on Instagram, and I shouldn't have done this. And I went to their page and I was just scrolling and I was like, oh my God, they're happy without me. And this is just very sad. And it's just, I think I was just really coming to terms where I was at with that relationship and being like, I'm in pain, you don't see it, like, but like there's still love, and it's just like I don't know, it's just yeah, it was just a really weird place to be, and somehow that song was able to express exactly what I was feeling, and yeah, yeah, and I still resonate with it, but like not even with that person, like many people, I feel like I kind of like it's like a weird kind of thing to describe when you have a relationship with someone, but it's like not going well and like you're like, damn, you don't see me
Mhm.
over here, like I'm here, like things are not great. And like also you can't avoid them. Like that was another like theme in the song, being like, even if I'm trying not to like find you, or like not trying to be in this space, you just keep coming back to me, whether that's on social media, or you pop up in my mind, or I see something that reminds me of you. Like I can't escape you, basically. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I like that. And I think, like, you said that it can be kind of hard to explain that dynamic. And I think that's why the song like really resonated with people. I know it personally resonated with me a lot. You had a line that said, "It's crazy that you don't even notice that I'm kind of hurting inside." And that one, I was like,
Oof.
that's it. That
Dang.
got it. Because it is hard to like be in a friendship, especially a friendship, because that's more of like a platonic relationship. You don't have the same dynamics as like a romantic one. So it's like more complex, and it's just usually more history there. So yeah, I think that song really did get at something that is hard to encompass and embody and bubble up. So it definitely resonated with me. I could say that for sure. So did you do like the lyrics first? What's your kind of process with creating the song?
Ooh. That song was also really interesting because I had two different versions of it. I started off,
Oh,
I wrote this song at the end of 2020, I think. That might be, yeah, like literally, I think November, December. Um, that I was listening to an Amy Winehouse song. I think it was Cherry, and she had like a D major seven guitar chord, and I was like, oh, I want to make a song with that chord. And literally, I just started off with that, and I started playing that chord, figured out the chords, and then the words kind of just came.
mm,
And I think that's normally how it goes for me. It's normally like the music and then the words, or I lead with feeling, and I kind of already know what I'm going to talk about, and I just need to figure out like what the actual music is going to sound like. But yeah, that song, I had a different version of it that I had thought I was going to put out, and then maybe 3 4 months before I actually like put it out, I changed it, and I just started from scratch. And so it sounds completely different from what it was originally going to sound like,
that's
which I'm like,
crazy.
I wonder if it would have done, I don't think it would have done so well if I would have stayed with the original version, to be honest. Yeah.
Would you ever like release it like as a bonus track maybe?
I would. I don't think it sounds that good, which is why I scrapped it. My boyfriend, he likes it. And it sounds fine, but I'm like, this version, this is the one, clearly. But yeah, maybe. Interesting.
Sure. You kind of mentioned playing like piano. So yeah, tell me about that. Like, what instruments do you play? I think I saw piano and guitar.
Oh yeah, okay. And I'd like to say it preface, I play beginner slash intermediate. I play enough to get my point across, but I do
Hey,
play
there you
piano
go.
barely. That's not, well, decently. I play guitar. I just started learning how to play drums this year. So I'm
Oh,
kind of decent at that now, which is kind of nice. Um, Bass, because I know how to play guitar, so bass is kind of like the same-ish thing.
okay.
Um, ukulele count? I play ukulele.
That definitely counts.
And I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe not. I think that's it. I think that's, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Did you like how'd you learn those? Or how are you learning those?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, still learning. Um, Piano, I like, my dad bought me a piano like a couple of years ago, and I just was pressing buttons. I was like, this kind of sounds right. I was like, I don't even know what a chord is. That I feel like the internet, like I've just been like looking up things, and my boyfriend also plays a little bit, so he's kind of helped me with that. And
Mm.
guitar, he's taught me how to play guitar. Um, and drums, like I started taking lessons at the beginning of the year just because I was like, I want to learn how to play drums. That would be cool. Ukulele, I got that as a gift at the beginning of high school, and yeah, literally the internet. The internet is amazing.
It
Mostly
is,
it's
isn't
internet.
it?
The internet
Love
taught
that.
me.
Love that. Okay, so for our next segment, we're gonna play a little game. We're gonna play this or that. So I'll give you two different options, and you say like which one you like of the two. It's gonna be real short, but just something fun. Okay, ready? Okay, beach or ball game?
The beach.
Okay. Okay.
I think that'd be more interesting.
Right.
And I don't even like the beach, so that's
really.
Mm-mm.
So, taco or pizza?
Taco.
Okay. I think I feel like I know maybe your answer to the next one. Snow or sunshine?
Actually, I hate the snow, but if it's the sunshine that's been happening these last couple of days, I'm gonna say sunshine.
Okay.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based off of the weather thing in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
No, it's just like it's you can't drive in it. You can't walk in it. It's awful. It's awful. The country or the city?
Oh, the city. There's not even a thought in it. The city. I cannot do the bugs. That's what gets me. The bugs, no thank you.
Mosquitoes.
Not even, just everything else. The mosquitoes are like the least to worry about. The country be having different bugs.
Yeah, they do. That you've never seen before.
Literally, like they just coming out with new versions.
Right. Reality TV or sitcom?
Oh, I love reality TV.
Really?
90 Day Fiance, Married at First.
Okay.
Like I want all the dating reality TV. Yeah.
I love that. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. Pop or hip hop?
It's kind of hard. I think I would say hip hop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hip-hop. Okay, for the culture. Last one. Writing or producing?
Ooh, that's hard. That's actually really hard. Damn. Writing or producing? I'll say writing, even though like that's really hard. Yeah, I'll go writing.
Writing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So your new EP Friendship comes out August 22nd.
Yeah.
What can we expect from that project?
You can expect it's like crazy, but upbeat. It's not as low. Yeah, it's literally same themes as crazy, just kind of like going through reflecting and just like coming to terms of where you are at in a relationship, whether it's friendship, romantic, familial, like just like, okay, this is where we're at. How am I feeling about this? And just like, I guess not saying getting over it, but like reflecting.
I love that. Are you planning on doing any? I know you have a festival, your first festival coming up.
I do.
If you want to speak about that.
Yeah, it's called the Big Lawn Music Festival. This is their third annual year. And I'm really excited. It's just so many amazing people. Some people that I followed on Instagram, and I'm like, I see their name on the post. I'm like, they look so familiar. Why? And I'm like, oh my God, I know them. So that's really cool. It's so like I feel like I'm starting to meet people that I've known online and like actually in person, which is really cool. But yeah, it's a festival outside. All festivals are outside, never mind. It's at the Plan B farm, I think, in like Poughkeepsie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
Shout out. Do you have like any plans of touring in the future? Like maybe going to different cities and states?
Maybe after the EP pop, definitely I think so. I don't know when, where. I do want to do like some kind of celebration for my EP, maybe a month or two after, have like a whole little
Okay.
show thing. It'll probably be in New York, but I should look into going other places.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yay.
So the final segment we have is called Message to Myself. What would you say to yourself if you could go back in time and tell yourself something before this journey started?
I would say you are going to be okay. No matter what happens, whichever path you decide to take, it will be okay. The world will not end. You'll keep going on. You'll move on. And you're gonna be great at whatever you do. So you're probably gonna worry, but don't.
I love that. I love that. Well, Alayisha, it was so nice having you on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I will link all of your socials, all of your, all your things down in the description box below. I'd love to have you on again. Like I said, like you were literally the first person I thought of, just because I see you and I love your message. I love your vibe. And I'm wishing you so much success on your career and your journey.
Thank you, and same to you. I was stalking your TikTok literally yesterday. I was like, oh, so nice.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks everyone for listening. This has been the Ayanna Cymone Show, and we'll see you next time. Peace.